In the spirit of respect, authenticity, and reconciliation, the town of Slave Lake honors and acknowledges that we are situated on the traditional lands of Sawridge First Nation within Treaty 8 territory, home to Indigenous, Métis, and Inuit peoples who have occupied these lands since time immemorial. Councillor Gramlich.
Motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question, those in favor. And that is carried. Okay, we're going to move along right into reports of new business. Joanna, you're up first with the application to amend the intermunicipal. Just as intermunicipal.
Development plan.
Thank you. There we go. Just stopped at intermunicipal.
Good evening, your worship and members of council. So the purpose of this report is to consider third reading regarding bylaw 3/2026. This report, this is its third time coming back to council, this bylaw. So the plan amendment was referred to the municipal district of Lesser Slave River. Pardon me. This is to amend lands from light industrial to recreational parks and schools in our intermunicipal development plan. This was referred to the municipal district of Lesser Slave River, and they have indicated that they received the referral and that they are holding their public hearing on April 22nd, 2026. The plan amendment was also referred to adjacent property owners, and to date, there has been no comments received by the department. So the purpose of the bylaw is to ensure alignment between all applicable statutory planning documents and the current statutory planning documents and the current and proposed use of the subject lands. During our review of the file, it was identified that the regional growth plan will also require an amendment to fully align with the proposed development. This amendment must be considered by Tri-Council prior to proceeding, and administration is currently coordinating with them for a meeting anticipated in late May 2026. Historically, the subject plans were vacant, undeveloped, and uncleared property, and over the past several years, the landowner has undertaken a deliberate phased approach to planning and development. This has included successfully amending the municipal development plan in 2022, followed by a land use bylaw amendment in 2024, both of which were approved to support and align with the landowner's long-term vision for the site. They have been actively working toward the expansion of their existing operations through the development of these lands as a recreational resort. And the proposed uses are consistent with this designation and include a mix of camping, cabin accommodations, retail components, both indoor and outdoor recreation facilities. These uses will contribute to regional tourism, support local economic development, and enhance recreational opportunities within the municipality and surrounding area. In early 2026, the landowner submitted an outline plan detailing the proposed road network and servicing strategy for the development. And this plan underwent technical review and was approved by the municipality's engineering consultants as well as council. As part of the approval process, the outline plan was circulated to adjacent landowners and the municipal district of Lesser Slave River, Sawridge First Nation for review and comment, and no concerns or objections were identified through this referral process, indicating compatibility with surrounding land uses and general support for the proposed development. For planning and governance perspective, they submitted development permit applications for a multi-purpose building and shortly thereafter for cabin units. And during that review of those applications, administration identified that despite previous amendments to the municipal development plan and land use bylaw, the intermunicipal plan had not been updated accordingly. And from a planning and governance perspective, maintaining consistency across all statutory planning documents is essential to ensure clear, transparent, and defensible policy framework. So as such, the proposed bylaw seeks to address this gap by amending the intermunicipal plan to reflect the current land use designation and the previously approved direction for the development. This amendment is administrative in nature, as it does not introduce new land uses or alter the established development vision, but rather ensures that all of our plans and documents are consistent and accurately reflect the municipality and landowners' shared intent for the site. So the notice of the public hearing for bylaw 3/2026 was advertised on the town's website for the period of 2 weeks. Letters of notice for the public hearing were also sent to adjacent property owners and stakeholders. And on April 21st, 2026, the public hearing was held and there were no noted objections to the amendment. So the proposed recommendation is that council proceed and give this bylaw its third and final reading. Any questions?
Counselor Gremlin.
Since there are no questions, I will make a motion, move that bylaw number 03-2026 to amend the intermunicipal plan map figure 4.5 of the intermunicipal plan bylaw number 24-2014 by restricting southwest 1 of 73, 6 west of the 5th from light industrial to recreation. Parks School received third reading.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question, those in favor. And that one is carried. Thank you, Joanna. Next up, we have the commercial advertising bylaw. Joe, floor is yours.
Good evening, your worship and members of council. Today I'm presenting bylaw number 07-2026, the updated commercial advertising rates bylaw for council's consideration and approval. The purpose of this bylaw is to provide the town with a formalized framework for the semi-annual review, administration of commercial advertising opportunities and associated rates within town-owned recreation and community assets. These opportunities include those at the MRC, digital signage locations, our baseball diamonds, and our recreation program guide. Excuse me. This regular review process allows administration to ensure that advertising rates remain current, competitive, equitable, and reflective of market conditions and facility usage. Council will note that the highlighted sections within the draft bylaw included in your agenda package identify the proposed revisions and additions from the previous version of the bylaw. These updates primarily consist of three areas. First, administration has added additional wording and clarification to two small sections of the bylaw to improve interpretation, consistency, and operational administration. Second, additional advertising asset locations within the MRC have been incorporated into the bylaw. These additions provide further opportunities for local businesses and sponsor partners to advertise within town facilities, while also generating incremental revenue to support recreation operations and facility sustainability. And third, administration is proposing one adjustment to an existing signage advertising rate. This change reflects current market considerations and aligns pricing more appropriately with the visibility and value of the advertising asset. An additional enhancement to this bylaw is the inclusion of Schedule E on the last page. Schedule E is an arena logo placement diagram that visually identifies the approved locations for sponsor logo placements within the arena ice surface. In previous versions of the bylaw, some logo placement locations were open to interpretation and lacked clear visual reference points. The addition of Schedule E improves clarity for administration, user groups, and sponsor partners by specifically identifying where purchased logo placements will be located within the arenas. This addition will help ensure consistency in the implementation and improve transparency with the advertising partners moving forward. Overall, the proposed updates within bylaw number 07-2026 are administrative in nature, improve clarity within the document, expand advertising opportunities, and support the town's ongoing efforts to maintain a fair and sustainable commercial advertising program within our recreation facilities. Administration is recommending that council approve bylaw number 07-2026, being the commercial advertising rates bylaw as presented. Thank you, your worship and members of council. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
I'll go first. I have a quick question. There was just the one highlight change on the rate. You mentioned it changed to be market value and it's $7.50. I believe it's the wall mount sign. What was it before?
$1,100, Mayor Ward.
Okay.
And we have yet to get any traction in those areas. We do have staff working on getting a couple of signs that will be placed in some of our new spaces, advertising that these spaces are available. Please contact the town.
No, that makes sense. I was just curious on what the change was, and it looks like we've added like change room doors and
Sorry.
we've added change room doors in a few other spaces. Is that correct, or why are those signs highlighted?
The one price change and the rest are some additional
Just
locations.
additional locations?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're-
thank you. Counselor Hughes?
I was just going to comment more of the same. Happy to hear that we're adding some additional options for people. How is the demand been?
We have some turnover and we have some interest, particularly in rink boards in the past. I think
Okay.
we're providing some new opportunities in part because it's been on our radar the last year
Right.
that have been identified, and also too in discussions with the return of junior hockey and the organization wanting to put together some sponsorship packages that include purchasing advertising from the town as part of those packages, putting together for partners,
Great.
that we would maximize the available offerings and in what we thought was give reasonable valuation to those so that they can maximize the options that
For
they
sure.
have, and in turn, our revenue increases as a result. So
Yeah, this is coming at an opportune time for that, I would say for sure. Yeah, thank you for the report. I'm happy to hear that it's going well. The third party person that we had used to reach out to businesses too, how has that gone, kind of using that?
my experience, third-party sponsorship, the eat what you kill model of revenue generation for
Uh-huh.
the third party, can be a challenging environment, especially if they're not from the community.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
other timing with this too is we will, in conjunction, not only hockey will be doing their thing to work on advertisers, but we'll be doing a social media push and getting out in the community to
Ourselves, like.
as the town and as an organization to try and provide the opportunity for local business to increase their exposure.
Perfect. I'm happy to hear that we'll put some time in ourselves, I think, just
Yes.
because I do see that as the drawback when it's someone you don't really know advertising, they don't know the businesses in the community. It just doesn't necessarily have the same selling impact, I guess. So happy to hear that. Thank you, Joe.
Counselor Williams?
Hey, Joe. Hey, so I see you guys do have a not-for-profit advertising rate, which is about half the rate on the regular rates for advertising. I'm just wondering how often that's utilized with not-for-profit.
Most of our not-for-profit advertising goes into our program guides.
Uh-huh.
Hasn't been utilized to the degree that we'd like to see it, or
Mm-hmm.
that I've seen in other communities necessarily in the past. So it's definitely something that we can try and improve as far as our numbers and our sales. And I believe I'm in front of mayor and council next week to talk about our fees bylaw. So that's addressed in there as well too. You'll notice in that we have a number of rates that are both for-profit and nonprofit related to facilities.
Okay, great.
assist
No,
them.
I just love to see that. That's great. Great opportunity for them to advertise as well. Thank you, Joe.
Counselor Gramlich?
Will move to give bylaw number 07-2026 first reading.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call the question. Those in favor? And that one is carried. Okay. Okay, Counselor Williams.
I move to give bylaw number 06-2026 second reading.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call the question. Those in favor? And that one is carried. Counselor Hughes.
I move to give bylaw number 06-2026 unanimous consent for third reading. Sorry, pardon me, 07 typo.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call the question. Those in favor? And that one is carried. Counselor Bowes.
I move to give bylaw 07-2026 third reading.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call the question. Those in favor? And that one is carried. And now we have made it through all the motions. Okay, CAO update. Alex, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So we'll start with the update today with our plan and development. So our two plan and development staff recently attended the Community Planning Association of Alberta Conference in Red Deer. Work is progressing on the intermunicipal development plan amendments that are taking place. They're continuing to focus on closing out some outstanding development permits. Also, there is some now with the weather changing, some spring permit questions coming up. We're starting to see a few more questions coming from Fournier Place, but no permits currently active. On projects, the tree planting grant application was approved for removal of trees, posting safety hazards and replanting of trees. Work is expected to begin in June. The work to finalize they're working to finalize the diving board replacement, which has been ongoing for a couple of years now. The asphalt and sidewalk patching and repair has been awarded, and if you see around town as of yesterday, they're starting to work on some of the sidewalks in areas of town. The signs are starting to go up, so we're in construction season already. Human resources, we currently have 3 positions out that we are advertising for. And they're in their annual first aid reviewing and requirements for the town staff. Fire department, in April, there was 12 fire inspections, 2 fire investigations and 2 complaints. We're starting to get our fire inspection program back up and running. It kind of took a hiatus there for most of the winter. The fire students, the 6 students are continuing to write their exams, and the graduation took place on April 30th. The calls for April were 203. As of May 1st, were 203. April, there was 45, so up slightly from last year, but not the typical busy months that we've seen in the last couple of years. Currently, there's 110 members region-wide with all the stations in search and rescue. Enforcement services starting to focus on encampment checks. There's been a couple pop up in the Sourage Estates and under the bridges in town. Also focusing on some complaint enforcement with some animals in town. We did have 10 animal complaints in April, 2 unsightly property, illegal dumping calls, and 2 encampment concerns. And to note, ones that were highlighted just because of the speeds, there was 3 speeding in school zone tickets issued that were brought to my attention because they were over 20 kilometers. The tickets have been issued and the violators can go through the process. CAO operations update, sweeping, potholing, and cleaning up at the recycle center has recently taken place, and they've been doing some grading in the industrial park. Utilities, the chemical dosing for wastewater, phosphorus removal prep and testing, the filter valve replacement project, summer project preparation, and sewer cleaning has taken place. Northern Lakes College and FCSS. For FCSS, the volunteer week in 2026 recognized 158 community volunteers. The Youth Advisory Committee is planning a swim fundraiser on June 26th. Mental Health Week was May 3rd to 10th. We assisted 5 seniors with special needs program. The volunteer income tax program wrapped up again this year. There's approximately 400 tax returns filled. Final numbers will be in the fall once we get them from the CRA. And the Seniors Week there is June 1st to 7th, and they're planning a pancake breakfast on June 1st. Over at the Aquatic Center, they just wrapped up a busy April. The swimming lessons have started and 6 staff members have completed their swim instructor course. At the MRC, the Racket Center opened in April and it's been busy constantly. Pickleball tournament was held on April 25th with 20 teams over 3 categories, and they actually had they weren't able to accept all the teams into the program just based on how fast it filled up. The community cleanup was moved to today due to the weather that was supposed to take place in April. At the parks, most of the staff are transitioning to parks from the MRC. They're prepping for the basket and flower install, prepping the baseball fields, which I believe baseball started tonight, if I'm not mistaken, and the soccer fields have also been ready for the season. That is the CAO update if you have any questions.
Counselor Hughes.
Thank you for the update, Alex. It's been nice to see the grass greening up and the street sweepers out and all the effort that's gone into maintenance of the town. I do feel like it's looking really good already. We just need a bit of a rain to wash things away. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's working their butts off here to kind of get the community back up and running and recovering from winter. I do have one question for you. It's a favorite question of mine that I've been asking for a while, and now it's spring. Do we know about those speed signs and kind of reaching out to the company and all of that?
So I have all the info on my desk. I gathered it in the fall. I'm going to, in the next couple of days, I'll speak to IT. I think it's past my technical abilities or the peace officer. I think we're going to bring in the IT department. They'll have to review it. You have to physically go to each sign with a laptop and log into them. So
yes, I recall
I'm going to bring their
yeah.
expertise into the circle. We have all the equipment. We found the sticks and things that we need. So I'll let them review it, and they'll probably work with our peace officer to go to each sign. And
Okay, so
see if we
slated
get
to be done sometime in the next couple of weeks?
I'm hoping by the end of May, we'll see them all working unless there's functionality issues with them. I think there's one that needs new batteries.
Okay,
But we will make it a priority by the end of May.
perfect. Okay, thank you very much.
Counselor Gramlich.
I'll make a motion to accept the CAO update as information.
I will continue with that. I have discussion. So then I will motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Further discussion is me. Well, you might not have the answer to this question, but I just wanted to clarify expectations for potholes. I know that we are filling now, and there are a variety. I was just curious if we, and this can come back at a future meeting, what our expectation for timeline is for that, the majority of that to be filled.
Yeah,
So-
I asked projects yesterday if the asphalt plants were up and running yet. He was gonna give me an answer.
Okay.
And once I have that, I'll share that with.
Okay, yeah, so that would just be my question there on that. Okay, now that that's handled, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any further discussion to that? Call to question those in favor. And that one is carried. Okay, management task list is empty. There is nothing on the task
Sorry,
list.
nothing on the task list.
Okay, I feel like we're gonna have to add a few things onto that. Okay, we'll move into question period. Any questions on the update? I think that was covered there. We're gonna move along right into our committee minutes then. First up is we had the intermunicipal committee meeting. So we moved up the frequency of these meetings with our neighbors at the MD. So we're trying to meet every 2 months as a group so that we can stay more connected with events of the region. Most of the last meeting had a discussion regarding the intermunicipal development plan, the overview, and that there is a definite need of a rewrite for the IDP and the area structure plan. These are plans that are referenced often and are severely outdated at this point. So there was discussion on looking at some grants to pursue the cost of the rewrite, as it can be quite expensive, and that we would be working on these together. And so that was the majority of the last meeting. And we'll move through to community services, Tri-Council Health. Counselor Bows.
So Tri-Counselor Tri-Council Health, back in April, we had the Let's Go Rural project at the hospital with high school students. I believe there was actually a waiting list for students. It was very well received. They did all kinds of different zones, just looking at different kind of jobs within healthcare, not just the hospital, but lab, everything else. Currently, we are pretty much topped up on doctors. We have 2 new ones who are going through their assessments, and they'll be able to accept patients, which at that point, we might be able to be open some more weekends at the clinic. April saw 3,016 appointments. 890 of these were appointments where somebody phoned in, got an appointment that same day. 445 were telephone, and the average right now is about 3 days from when you phone in to get an appointment. Speaking of phoning in, we know that the phones at the clinic are quite horrible. Everybody talks about it. Unfortunately, Alberta Health is going to need to put a grant to put a whole new system in. This system is the original one from way back when, and nothing will be done about them for another year is when they could possibly be looking at funding. Additionally, Tri-Council Health will be having a barbecue at the end of May for rural healthcare appreciation, in order to appreciate our healthcare workers, everyone at the hospital, the nurses, the clinic, our emergency services, firefighters, paramedics. We are going to have a barbecue that's on May 29th, and basically to say thank you. Thank you for being in our community. Thank you for the service that you give us.
Okay. Ashley, go ahead.
And then we also had the Tri-Council Health proclamation that I added to the agenda.
Yeah, I figured that it will come at that's why I just didn't mention it.
No worries. I actually attached it to the Tri-Council Health header, just if you guys want to make that proclamation or discuss it now.
We can do it now. That's
Oh, okay. So we would like, of course, I haven't even got it up. Gee. So with, sorry. Okay, down here. So the fact is that the end of April is,
we can do it at the end. We'll get through the reports and then we'll get you to pull that up, Lynn, and then I'll bring that up at the end. We'll give you a minute. We'll go through the rest of, is that everything for Tri-Council Health then?
yes.
We'll bring that in under our correspondence then for that, the proclamation. Tourism is up next.
So tourism,
Now you
Oh,
are.
There we go. Thank you. So we continue to pursue tourism business memberships throughout the region, and we have been networking as much as possible. Our executive director will be going around High Prairie, Big Lakes County area more specifically with the reps from those councils to meet businesses and connect with people and continue to sell more memberships. We did physically receive our NRED grant funds and have already begun to implement phase 2 of the regional tourism strategy, which is essentially developing a shared framework to guide future tourism and development and promotion. We are also pursuing 2 other grant options currently in the next coming months. We are very pleased to reveal our new official name, which now represents our broader regional group. We are now called Lakes of the North Regional Tourism Society. This name reflects our expanded regional scope and our commitment to representing the broader region in a unified way. A public rollout of our new name, logo, and website will be following later on this spring upon completion of our new website, which we are hoping for beginning of June at this point in time. And just one other thing of interest to note, there will be an Indigenous tourism conference that is going to be held in Slave Lake this coming fall, put on by the ITA, which is the Indigenous Tourism Alberta, and some other partners in the area. So we've also been asked to participate with them and just be a regional presence there as well. And it's a great opportunity for us to promote everything that we're doing. Thank you.
Fantastic. Library.
Okay, so just a quick update for the library. Programming outreach remain highly active with the Slave Lake Library, delivering 21 programs between April 8th to May 4th that attracted a total attendance of 582 participants. In addition, online engagement continues to grow, generating more than 2,800 engagements during this month. Branch libraries in Flatbush and Smith also continue to provide consistent community programming and activities for both adults and children. The library just completed its annual financial audit successfully. The library received a satisfactory audit opinion. This reflects sound financial management practices, strong internal controls, and continued organizational accountability. Operationally, administration continued work on several key priorities, including privacy management policies, technology planning, budget amendments, and provincial reporting requirements. Staff and admin also participated in ongoing professional development and policy engagement sessions throughout the reporting period. The board and admin are continuing to monitor developments related to Bill 28 and are awaiting further clarification regarding the potential impacts on rural library systems and governance structures. At this time, it remains unclear what operational or legislative changes may be required. However, the library will continue to keep the public informed as additional information becomes available. Security and safety monitoring remained ongoing. A total of 6 incidences were recorded, including 2 requiring police or authority involvement. Staff continue to follow reporting procedures and maintain coordination to support a safe environment for patrons and employees. So overall, the library continues to demonstrate strong service delivery and meaningful community impact throughout the region.
Okay, thank you. And next is Youth Advisory.
Advisory.
Hold on. Hit the wrong button.
No. The Youth Advisory Committee is looking over, because they've been more active, so they're looking over their terms of reference. They want to update it to what they've been doing. The youth in this committee have been fabulous. They went in front of the Rotary Club, and they ended up getting a $2,500 grant from them in order to continue on in their events. As was mentioned in the CAO report, they are doing a Let's Celebrate the End of School pool night. That will be like the Valentine dance. It'll be for the age range for the youth. They are also going to be looking at, come when the new school year starts in September, partnering with different groups in order to bring more awareness to mental health. Looking at doing a Halloween dance, and as popular as the Valentine dance was, I'm sure that the youth will put together a great event for Slave Lake. And they are also looking at doing the Grinch, Take the Picture with the Grinch fundraiser in December. So The one thing to look out for, they are going to be doing a logo. And they want the youth of Slave Lake or adults of Slave Lake. It doesn't matter. If you have an idea, they are going to be putting out a contest for this in order that they have a logo that represents what they're looking to do in the community.
Okay.
And, okay, go back to Tri-Council Health.
Oh, no,
For the proclamation?
we'll do that at the end. We
Oh,
have
okay.
4 items for correspondence. We have
Okay.
airport is up next.
I'm done.
So let's move to there.
So for the airport, we have currently been dealing with trimming and cutting of trees in various areas surrounding the airport land. Some of them are just too tall and will essentially impact our good standing with Transport Canada. So in order to be compliant, they must be trimmed or removed. A shoreline update, the design will be finalized by early summer and we will proceed to tender with construction beginning in November of 2026 with completion for this project just prior to the Christmas season. This has been an ongoing issue with the shoreline mitigation that we've been required to do over some years now. So it will be nice to have this project done this coming fall. A commercial helicopter hangar is slated to begin construction sometime late May. A private hangar has also received NAV Canada approval, and we are also expecting a second request to construct another private hangar. In short, there have been multiple inquiries for available land at our local airport. So there is lots going on there. It's very exciting to see that. And there is potential for expansion of the airport here in the near future. One other thing to note is we approved an equipment purchase of a half-ton crew cab to replace the old truck that had just reached the end of its life cycle.
Excellent. Can I get a motion for the reports, please? Counselor Gremlick,
Motion to accept the committee updates as information.
motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question, those in favor. And that one is carried. Okay, we have a lengthy list of correspondence. We're gonna put the Tri-Council Health one at the end for number 4. So we'll start with Lipedema Awareness Day. It's an application for commemorative lighting. Alex.
So Lipedema Canada is requesting Renee Hall Plaza be lit up purple for Awareness Day on June 11th. This is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to advocating for and raising awareness for lipedema, a little known and undiagnosed chronic medical condition that affects 1 in 9 women. So this request does meet all of the requirements and just needs council approval for this lighting to take place.
Thank you. Comments, questions, concerns, motions? Counselor Hughes.
I move to direct administration to do the commemorative lighting as requested for the Lipedema Canada. Pardon me.
Okay, motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question, those in favor. And that one is carried. Okay, next, Alberta Disability Services Professional Appreciation Week.
So we have received a letter from the Alberta Disability Services professionals, and they would like us to recognize May 18th to May 24th as their appreciation week. Again, this letter meets all of the requirements and it just needs council approval.
And so they're requesting lighting and it's a proclamation as well?
Yes. So
Okay.
the color orange, and it would take place, I'm sorry, I don't have the date right in front of me.
18th to 24th. Comments, questions, concerns, motions? Team. Counselor Bass.
I'd like to make a motion for the for the council to direct administration for the light up at Renee Hall Plaza, May 18th to 24th for Alberta Disability Services Professional Appreciation Week. I'd also like to make a motion for our lovely mayor to do a proclamation in regards to Alberta Community Disability Services Professional Administration Appreciation Week.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question, those in favor. And that one is carried. So I'm going to read this proclamation. Bear with me. Whereas community disability services professionals play a vital role in supporting individuals with disabilities to live, work, and participate fully in their communities. And whereas those dedicated professionals provide essential services that enhance quality of life, foster inclusion, and strengthen families and communities throughout Alberta. And whereas the Alberta Disability Worker Association, established in 2010, serves as the professional voice for more than 15,000 community disability services professionals across the province. And whereas ADWA works to raise awareness of the significant contributions made by these professionals and to recognize the positive impact of their work on individuals with disabilities and the broader community. And whereas the government of Alberta, through the Minister of Seniors, Community and Social Services, has declared the third week of May each year as Alberta Community Disability Services Professionals Appreciation Week. And whereas this annual observance provides an opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate the commitment, compassion, and professionalism of those working in community disability services. Now, therefore, I, Francesca, Mayor of the town of Slave Lake, do hereby proclaim May 18th to May 24th, 2026 as Alberta Community Disability Services Professional Appreciation Week in the town of Slave Lake, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the invaluable contributions of community disability services professionals in our community. I further encourage organizations and businesses and residents to show their support by raising awareness and participating in activities that promote inclusion and appreciation. That was quite lengthy. Okay, moving on. Seniors Week declaration. Oh, this one is short. Is there one before that one?
No.
I did lipedema, Alberta.
That's
we're on
part of the
seniors.
same one that we, yeah.
Seniors Week declaration is up next. It's very, very short. Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry, did you want me to read that one?
Well, it's just is this just an applicant? Who put this one in? Seniors Week. Go ahead, Ashley.
I received it from our seniors coordinator and we do this one annually and receive it from the government. So
Perfect.
it's just short and sweet.
Just curious because there was no submission there.
Oh,
So there is a very short proclamation, would require a motion from council.
Anyone from council?
Counselor Bowser, your mic is on.
Okay. Declaration in honor of the past, present, and future contributions.
You just have to make a motion. I have to make a
Oh,
declaration.
okay.
Just gonna make a motion that we do make that
Okay.
week.
Can we make a motion that Mayor Ward do a declaration for June 1st to 7th, 2026 be declared Seniors Week?
Thank you for that motion. Any further discussion? Call the question, those in favor. That one is carried. So in honor of the past, present, and future contributions of the seniors of this community and throughout Alberta, I hereby declare June 1st to 7th to be Seniors Week in the town of Slave Lake. That was a very short declaration. Okay, now we will move into the fourth request, which would be the Tri-Council Health. So Rural Week, I believe. And Lynn, if you just want to give us a quick overview of what this is, and then we can move into a motion.
So the Tri-Council Health Committee would like to request council to proclaim May 25th to 29th, 2026 as Alberta Rural Healthcare Week in the town of Slave Lake. Healthcare workers are essential. And I know that, there's a lot that goes on in each of our lives in our community, but our nurses, our doctors, the janitorial staff, the lab staff, long-term care, everyone is supporting any patients in Slave Lake, people who come from outside of Slave Lake to this hospital. Their contributions go far beyond anything. We know these people, we live beside them. So we believe that it is important that they are appreciated and that they know they are appreciated. So I would like to make a motion that council declares May 25th to 29th, Alberta Rural Health Week proclamation.
Okay, we have motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call the question, those in favor. And that one is carried. All right. Alberta Rural Health Week proclamation, May 25th to 29th, 2026. Rural healthcare providers are essential to the strength and well-being of our communities. Each day, they bring care closer to home, supporting patients across distances, building meaningful relationships, and ensuring that individuals and families can access the care they need where they live. Their contributions extend far beyond clinical care. As neighbors, mentors, volunteers, and community leaders, rural healthcare professionals play a vital role in shaping healthy, connected, and resilient communities today and for the future. Community volunteers, including local healthcare professional attraction and retention committees, are also key to sustaining rural healthcare. Through their dedication and innovation, they help ensure communities can continue to attract and support the healthcare professionals who make local care possible. The Town of Slave Lake Council hereby proclaims May 25th to 29th, 2026 as Alberta Rural Health Week in the Town of Slave Lake. Residents are encouraged to recognize and celebrate the individuals and teams who bring care closer to home and contribute to a strong future for rural healthcare. And then we move along into State of the Lake. Anyone have anything for State of the Lake? As I see none, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session. Councillor Hughes.
Motion to go into closed session.
Motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question, those in favor. And that one is carried. Counselor Gramlich,
I will move to amend motion 113-2025 to appoint Kim McConnell to the library board for a 3-year term ending March 18th, 2028.
motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question those in favor. And that one is carried. Counselor Williams,
I motion to appoint Virginia D. Francesco to the library board for a 3-year start May 12th, 2026 to May 12th, 2028.
motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question those in favor. And that is carried. Counselor Hughes,
I move to appoint Leanna Dirtle to the library board for a 3-year start from May 12th, 2026 to May 12th, 2028.
motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Call to question those in favor. And that one is carried. Counselor Williams,
I motion to adjourn.
any further discussion? Call to question those in favor. And that is also carried.